What's up, YouTube? We are back with another video. And I know it's been a long time since I dropped a video, so here I am, guys. I have been very, very busy in my salon suite, taking new customers, of course, because that's what I was doing. It's building my clientele, and that entails a lot of work. If you know, you know. Okay, so this is me, and I'm going to be working on my nails today. I will be removing the green off of my left hand, working with my dominant hand. Okay. And in this video, I will be explaining what I'm doing in the video for beginners out there or anyone that, are nail enthusiasts, or you maybe just want to try to do your own acrylic. All right. So this bit that I am using is called a 5-in-1 bit. And with this bit, you can rebalance the nail, you can remove gel polish, you can remove gel products, period, or you can remove acrylic. So you can do a lot with this. And it all depends on how fast you are using the bit. Okay. If you are just trying to rebalance the nail, I would say use like a moderate speed, like a medium speed. If you are removing gel polish products from acrylic, I would say, or just the natural nail plate too, I would say use it at a lower speed so that way you don't scratch the natural nail plate or scratch up the acrylic. And if you are simply just rebalancing, if I say rebalance the nail, I can't remember, but there's different speeds for different stuff. Y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. So just kind of, practice on a practice hand first, and then, try it out on yourself. Okay. So this is some Moravian green acrylic that I used, and I did do a slip layer. And I'm also making sure that that clear underneath is flush to my natural nail plate because I will be doing a fill with the clear Mia Secret. Okay, so you just want to make sure you be careful towards the tip of the nail because I have a problem with my tips coming off whenever I do this method, when I have the slip layer there. So we're just filing to the clear, but you want to be careful not to foul too much because that tip will pop right off. And one of mine actually did. It was the pinky nail. It just came off. So I just glued another tip on. And I think you'll see that as well. So these nails were a little bit thicker. However, I still liked them. I like the shape and everything, like the design. And it's because I was using like 4 different acrylics, and I could have laid my slip layer a little thinner. So that is why. But like I said, I like the apex was there. They didn't break, they didn't lift. I had these on for 2 weeks, and I will be posting that video because I did some swatches. Actually, it's a live video. I went live and did these. So if you want to see this, head over to the live tab on my page, and make sure y'all also follow me on social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And if you are new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and like this video. Leave, if you watched the video and you got it to this point, please leave anything green. A caterpillar, a 4-leaf clover, the vomit emoji. Just leave any emoji that's green down below if you made it to this point. All right. So we're just using that 5-in-1 bit. And I'm not going to do all the fingers on here. I do edit it out. So I just want y'all to see how lightly I'm filing. I know it's sped up and it looks abrasive, but I'm really doing it lightly so that I don't pop off my plastic tips. All right, so I believe I did shape these tips too. So I feel like when I shape the tip and it's not like pre-shaped tips, I have to make sure that I get the shape more refined the second time around. So I am using some Mia Secret dehydrator. Dehydrator is just getting all the moisture out of the natural nail plate. You want to make sure you remove the shine from the nail plate before you use dehydrator. And then of course, clean the nail off, add your dehydrator. Now I am going in with Mia Secret primer. And I noticed with Mia Secret's primer, it starts off watery, but as it oxidizes, as the air hits it, it gets stickier. And I like it when it's sticky because that ensures to me that it's acting as a double-sided tape for your natural nail plate and the acrylic. I'm also using Mia Secret's monomer and Mia Secret's clear acrylic powder. Okay, and so now I am going in and filling that acrylic. where I need the fill, I'm just simply laying more product right there. I'm not building my apex. I know I'm out of frame a little bit, but I'm not building the apex. I'm just making a really flat, really thin, clear layer so that when I go to change these again, I can do the same process and remove my acrylic. So those of you that are under the assumption that, oh, I have to soak off every time I get colored acrylic, that is not true. If you are someone that like to switch it up and you get tired of the same nails every couple weeks or every week or whatever, then I will suggest doing this method. Okay, and especially if you're somebody that is practicing, maybe you're in school, I did just know that you don't have to remove all of the product off of the nail. You can do the slip layer method. Okay, so I am going to be doing this to all 5 fingers, and I am just making sure that once again this acrylic isn't super, super thick. The second time around, I feel like I got it better, and y'all see that at the very end, so stay tuned so you can see the final product of how I got this achieved. So I like to practice on myself to master any discrepancies so that way my customers can get, the best out of their nails. So been doing so for the last 3 years. If this is the first video you've come across of mine, make sure you check out my channel. I have different videos for different things. I even have some regular polish videos, how to make your regular polish look like gel or look like some of those other preferred methods of doing nails, because I know that not everyone has a curing lamp, not everyone has a e-file, not everyone keep acetone, and there's a difference between acetone and just nail polish remover. Okay, all right, so I am showing y'all some of my acrylics, and I am not on the acrylics. So I have my phone trying to show you guys and gals like me picking out the acrylic, and I realized that I was not recording the acrylic because I'm used to talking on my phone and I'm not used to recording. So I did not show the actual process of me picking the colors, but y'all will see the colors. I decided to go with not polish. When you are doing an ombre, you want to make sure that you get 2 colors that are in the same brand. So you don't want to mix a Mia Secret with a Moravian. That's what I tried to do on these green nails, and it really didn't ombre as well because there are 2 different formulas. So, and I knew better, but I just thought that maybe I could get it to ombre. So this color here is called Heat Wave by Not Polish. I am using that, and it's a very, very intense orange. It almost looks hot pink. Like on camera here, it looks orange, but I'm looking at my nails and it looks like hot pink, which is awesome because I was doing these nails to match some really bright multicolor shoes that I have. And I didn't do pink, but this color acts as like the pink. But it clearly is a orange. It just looks pink after, I used the monomer, I guess. It just kind of looks pink to me. So I am laying the color right at, and this is Last Love. This color is like a bright orange as well, but it has more yellow undertones than the previous color. So I am laying my first bead right where my tip, or maybe a little bit above where my tip is placed on my nail. So halfway in the middle of the nail, as you can see in this clip right here. So I am laying that color right there. And I remember when I started off doing ombre, I would put just a little bit of color at the tip. I don't know why I was thinking that was going to work, but you want those 2 colors to have like a transition color when you're ombreing. So you want to have whatever nude or base color you're using. Then, at the very tip, the color, of course, and then in the middle is the transition color. And the way to achieve that is by putting your color at the very, very middle of the nail to create that transition color between the 2 acrylic colors. This color right here is called Dirty Money, also by Not Polish. And I'm doing the same thing. So we're laying these on top of Mia's Secret, and that is perfectly fine. It will not cause you to break out or anything like that because the products that we use that's closest to the natural nail and the skin are the same products. I just didn't want to use my not polish on the base because I do not have not polished monomer. And that's closest to my nail. So I use Mia Secret because I have the full system of Mia Secret. But laying not polish on top of a clear of another brand will not hurt you, from what I've gathered. Now, someone else might say something different, but from I've been doing this for years and I haven't had any breakouts. I haven't had any lifting. This color right here, this lime green, is called Hotline Bling by Not Polish. And I've swatched all of these colors. So if you want the numbers and all of that, you can go check that video out as well. And I'm doing medium beads, and I am once again laying it in the middle of the nail and just making sure that my shape on the free edge is good, making sure that color is flat and not raised and not just bumpy. So you just want to lay it like it's kind of like polishing. At this point, we're just polishing because we are going to encapsulate everything, the ombre itself, in clear by not polish. This color is called Christmas Tree that I'm using on the thumb. It is a really honest green. It's like it's almost the same color as the Moravian on my other hand. And on camera, it looks like the same exact color. Not polished color is a little bit lighter than the Moravian. But honestly, I think they're the same exact hue. But I'm looking at my hands right now, and the not polished look like it might be a tint lighter. So that is what we're using. Those are the colors. And then for the base, I will be using Topless and Barefoot by Not Polish to create the ombre. And once again, I will be encapsulating in clear. Okay. So we want to make sure that, the acrylic isn't lumpy. It's smooth. The side walls, there's nothing hanging off the sides or anything like that. And yeah, once you do that, you can move on to the next step, which will be creating the ombre. So here you want to lay a cuticle bead. Like, you don't have to do a million little beads. I used to do it like that. Your nails will come out lumpy. The less beads you use in the application process with acrylic, the better. Okay? Because it's more difficult to blend beads than it is to just file, to get your shape. So you want to make sure that your application is as less beads as possible. I know that there is a 2-ball method, a 3-ball method, or bead method, whatever, however you say it. Both ways are correct. I just like to go ahead and do my cuticle bead, and that's how I get my cuticles, you know, to not be super bulky and not lumpy, and there aren't any gaps. So I know that my finger is kind of in the way, but I am tucking that acrylic where the cuticles are. You don't want these beads to be too runny. You want to use medium beads. You want the acrylic to feel almost like you're shaping it, not just runny. And when I started out, I was using very runny beads and my cuticles. That would cause my cuticles to flake and not be strong like the rest of the nail. It will cause lifting and different things like that. So I did go in with a little more product because I wanted that ombre to be even. And you see how it's more orange on one side. I'm going in and adding a little more product right there just to get that ombre, to make that transition color is to be even vertically or horizontally. I'm sorry. So here I did do, and you can do it this way. You can do the transition color bead where it's like, you just don't want to use too much. Okay. And then I'm going in with my cuticle bead. So you can do the 3-ball method. It's just a matter of technique. And I am pushing my acrylic up to the cuticle because I am laying that initial bead away from the cuticle. And I think that's where a lot of people get their, cuticles messed up too. You got to lay that cuticle bead not directly on the cuticle because you're supposed to have a margin of 1/16 of an inch, even though most nail pictures that we see do not have that margin. But you want to have that margin so that way you're not having any lifting. Okay. The way to achieve that is laying that, see there, I'm laying it just right underneath. However, I don't like that margin either, so I just push it up to the cuticle. And then I lightly flick my brush down in a downward motion. You don't want to drag the whole bead down. You want to drag some of the product to make that transition color, just lightly. The lighter, the better when you're doing this part of the ombre, okay? If you are a painter, then you understand what I'm talking about. The pressure that you apply is very, very prominent and important in this part. You can really tell that what I'm doing on this darker nail, because it is really hard to ombre dark green, I've noticed. Like, you almost have to use like a darker acrylic because you can see that line. You don't want fine lines in your ombre. That defeats the purpose of an ombre. So what I did here, I just pushed it back up, the acrylic, the light color, and then I just laid another bead to hide that green fine line. Okay, and I'm just pushing it back up a little more, wiping it off my brush, and making the two colors mix better. And I must tell you that really worked. That really helped because I'm looking at my nail and it doesn't look like there's a fine line of green. It looks ombre at this point. Now that bead was a little wet, but it still worked. Just clean up your cuticles and make sure that, it's not on the skin or anything like that. And you want your nails to look close to done as possible before even filing. That is the key to acrylic, to good acrylic. After you lay that acrylic, you want your nails to look like you already filed them. The better they are applied, the better they're going to look in the final process. After buffing, after filing, after shaping, after debulking, or any of that, your nails are just going to look that much more better. So that is my goal every time that I do my nails or anybody's nails, is to make sure that it looks really good in the application process. All right. So now I am going to encapsulate in clear. And I am using it's called crystal clear or just clear, I believe, with not polish. I am using not polishes clear as well. And I've just been feeling ombre lately. I've been seeing a lot of multicolored ombre nails. So that's what I wanted to do because I know that I wanted to do these colors. I just didn't know the design. So this is what I came up with. Really was a freestyle because I had something totally different in mind. I was going to do tie-dye nails. And I am just mainly, I started off, okay, so here I was going to just put the clear where the ombre is, right? But then I noticed that, okay, it's a big hump right there, so I really need to put clear by the cuticle. So I ended up encapsulating the whole nail, and that is perfectly fine. Clear does something, especially not polished clear in their colors. The line is so great that the product, the formula is so wonderful that when you encapsulate it, it's not cloudy. It doesn't really take away from the color. It just makes it look rich. I don't know how to explain it. It just makes it look like candy. So I went ahead and encapsulated the whole nail because I did not want just this big hump of clear where the ombre was. I know some people that I watch on YouTube just do where the ombre is and it works for them, but it didn't work for me this time like that. So I just encapsulated the whole nail because I didn't want it to be bulky in the middle. I didn't want to have a high apex. Now for beginners, the purpose of the apex is to give the nail strength and balance. Okay? So if that nail should come in contact with any type of trauma, it will break at the tip because that's where the nail is thinner. Too many times I see nails, especially with like C-curve polygel nails that I see people doing, they're just thick and long and there's no apex, or they have this huge apex, and that's what ends up ripping your nail off. You have to have a certain type of shape, to your nail so that should it has any trauma, it will break. Now, if you are doing short nails, acrylic, we'll say acrylic. We'll just keep it the same. You're doing short nails with acrylic, you really don't have to worry about an apex too much because there's not too much of a free edge. The longer the nail, the stronger the apex should be. Okay? Once again, the longer the nail, the stronger the apex should be. So since I encapsulated all of the pinky, for continuity, I just went ahead and did all the nails like that. And let me tell you, my nails are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I love the way they shape. I love the way they're shaped. I love my apex. I don't like flat nails, but I don't like bulky cuticles either on nails. So I'm well on my way to getting this down pat. Like, it's been 3 years. So don't feel bad if after a year your work isn't looking great. Just keep practicing. There is no time limit on how soon you should pick up on doing nails, especially if you've never really sculpted before in your life. I never sculpted. Okay, I sculpted one time. We had a pottery unit in art class in 8th grade, and the vase I made was ugly. So I wasn't good at sculpting, but now that I sculpt acrylic for a living, I'm going to get better and better and better. And honestly, each set I always end up saying like, "Oh, this is my best set thus far. This is my best set." So that's how I know personally that I'm making progress, because each set that I do, I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I never cease to wow myself." So I'm going to keep going. And we're last but not least, we're going to do the thumb. And I like to just start where I first laid my clear, or not where I laid my clear, excuse me. I like to just start where I first laid my color, where that transition color is. See how I laid that clear bead away from my cuticle and then I pushed up to the cuticle? Some people lay it close to the cuticle and they're so confident in their bead ratio that they just let the acrylic run where it needs to run by the cuticle. I haven't mastered that. I still do the push up method where I lay it a little bit away and then I push it up. And y'all see how snatched my cuticles are and my sidewalls? Like, it's just foolproof. So I just lay it away and then I tuck it with the very tip of my brush. I tuck that product to where it's sealed. Okay. And then to finalize the sealing, that's when you use your 5-in-1 bit and you go around the cuticles, and we'll get to that part next. So I am showing how cute they are already. And I am cleaning my brush because you don't want to forget to do that. You want to clean your brush before you hang it up for the day. You want to make sure that there is no leftover acrylic in your brush, because it will clump up and you will have an issue on your hands. So now what we're going to do is take our 8080 grit file, and we're going to file after I close all my things. I thought I edited this out, but I did not. We are going to start to file the sides. Okay. And I got some really good angles and footage of me filing. So make sure you stay tuned for this. And we're going to get into it. I like to clean as I go, and I can't stop looking at them. So we're going to get our dust collector set up, and we are going to get our 8080 grit file. And I like to use square files. And here we go. We are filing. So we just laid the acrylic. It's cured, it's tapping, it's clicking. You want to make sure your acrylic has that clicking sound before you begin to file. That's how you know it's not fully cured, but it's semi-cured. And what I mean by that is because acrylic still cures after 7 days or up to 7 days. It can still be curing. So your nails won't be its hardest until about a week. So be careful. So I'm just filing my free edge. See how I'm holding my finger, making sure that it's straight at the very tip. And I learned to hold my hand, like my fingertips pointing to the ceiling, so I can make sure the tips, the horizontal way, are, even and not going at an angle and all of that. When you're filing the side walls, you want to make sure you're filing from the, how do you say that? The free edge, but not the free edge of the tip, the free edge of your natural nail. So you want to take that file, see how I'm doing that there? And it's really sped up so it looks really aggressive, but I'm not super aggressive. But you want to make sure that you're holding it tucked. And then you want to make sure you're getting underneath the nail. You want to make sure that the false tip is even. You don't want it to be hanging down, drooping down. You don't want it to be drooping up towards the sky. You want your free edge to come out straight from the side walls. This was something that most YouTubers was horrible at explaining until I found Tip Top Shape. She explained it the best, and that helped with my shaping so much. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and show that girl some love. Um, I don't know her real name, but I apologize. But her channel is called Tip Top Shape Nails. She has a shaping video that explained it the best, better than some of the brands when they try to do their shaping videos. So after we shape the free edge, I like to go in with my small barrel carbide bit. This is exactly this bit is built for debulking. Sorry about that, y'all. This bit is built for debulking. Okay? So it's very fine. It's not a removal bit. It's just to refine the nails and make them smooth. And I like to go a little bit at a time around the cuticle. Now, this is not a cuticle safety bit. You really can cut yourself with this. And I have cut myself with this bit because it's really sharp at the tip. So I'm really just taking my time around the cuticles, being careful. You don't want to overfoul your cuticle because that can cause it to chip and break as well. So it's really, really just up to practice. That is why most nail schools do not require a whole lot of hours. And even if they do, people still say they don't teach much. That's because it's up to you. How well you're going to do in the nail industry is up to you. Okay? Because some people learn nails at a faster rate. Some people come into school and their nails already look professional. Some people struggle. And I was one of those people who struggled. Y'all can go see the videos where, they don't have very many views or likes because my nails weren't it just wasn't there yet. So instead of me giving up, what I did was I found a handful of great YouTubers and I always shot them out on my channel that really helped me. And Tip Top Shape, Drippy Nails with my designing, and so on and so forth. Natalie Carmona with business things. Their videos are very helpful. But as far as the shaping, I would say Luyan Dang and Tip Top Shape are the two channels that I go to. As far as like doing 3D flowers, Ta Beauty. She used to be Ta Barbie, but she changed it to Ta Beauty. She's very good with different techniques with acrylic. And her acrylic toenails are the bomb. So I need to watch those on how to do acrylic toenails. So we're just doing the same thing. Now, what you can't really tell on camera, but I am looking at the nails like at eye level. So that means like the free edge of my nails, the very tip of my nails are at my eyeball. And I'm looking at it and I'm seeing if it's like too high of an arch, too high of an apex. I turn it to the side at eye level as well. And I look at them while I'm filing. The key to good filing is making sure that you do not over file. Do a little bit, look at it, go back and fix the area. Do a little bit, look at it, go back and fix. You don't want to just keep filing just to file and then, and I think I was doing that in the very beginning just because I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know how they got their nails shaped so well. I just kept watching videos, kept looking at pictures, Pinterest, you name it. I literally study nails. And for someone that loved nails already, been loving nails my whole life, used to get my nails done, I just I don't know why I needed extra help. So, and it takes years to perfect this craft. So, maybe I'm spot on. Maybe there's somebody else that can, relate to what I'm saying, but I just know that there's some people that, oh, I just started doing nails. I only been doing it 6 months. They've probably been practicing. If they're that good already at 6 months, they probably was practicing because it takes, sorry y'all, that was my phone. It takes time to get this. You're pretty much sculpting product. You're sculpting a false nail. You're taking this powder and this liquid and you're making something hard and you're shaping it, you're buffing it, and all of that good stuff. So right here, I am just going back with my file. I just went back with my file and refined my shape again because after you use the e-file, sometimes it messes with the straightness of the nail. So I went back with the 80/80 grit file. Now I am using my buffer, my 3-way buffer, and I am refining it even more. And I'm telling y'all, it really works. Like, do all these steps. Don't skimp out on filing again after you e-file. Don't skimp out on buffing the nail. It's going to make a difference. You want to do this every time, and your nails are going to come out smooth. Your shape is going to come out beautiful. Make sure you're looking at all the different angles and things like that. And practice is going to help you develop a routine in doing so. Okay, so after I dust these nails, I go to the sink and I brush them all, with the brush and water. I don't use soap because I notice some soap have oils, and so it may cause the top coat to break up. So I just tell my clients to just use water and a brush, no soap. And now I am using my beautiful iGel Beauty top coat, and I believe they changed the formula on this because it is thicker and the bottle is different. So I'm thinking this is a different formula, and it's okay. I mean, it's shiny. It's real shiny. So not that it wasn't shiny before, but it's even shinier now. So it's thick though. You can almost encapsulate with this top coat. It's so thick now. And this is iGel Beauty once again. So I'm just top coating all the nails, making sure the side walls are covered. I cannot stand when I see nails that aren't, fully top coated, like the sides of them, the side walls and the front edge is just not sealed all the way. So I can't stand that. But yeah, so now we're going to cure in the LED lamp for 60 seconds. And I'm looking at these and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to change these as well because I don't like them. So that's what I'm doing here. And actually, this design right here, this green, it was a design that Tip Top Shape did with yellow. And I just decided to use that as an inspiration for these green nails. So my favorite part about the green nails was the butterfly and the glitter nail. The flowers was, but I might try this look again and practice make perfect. But these nails are beautiful. They remind me of Mike and Ike's. They're giving candy. They're giving spring. It's giving warm weather. Please come here. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you so much.